Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks, and welcome back today to a Charioteer replay by myself, yeah, and today I'm playing on the Steppes map. It's a very nice matchup, so before you all start saying, oh, but this is such a good matchup, Max, why would you show us such a game? Because it's a good game, alright, chill out. But yeah, anyway, today I'm playing the Charioteer, and the Charioteer has rapidly become one of my favourite tier 8 tanks, if not one of my favourite tanks in the game. Obviously, I haven't yawned for about 2 hours, so as soon as I press recording, my brain's just like, oh, that seems like a good time. So yeah, what is the Charioteer all about? The Charioteer is pretty much... It's a fast mobile chassis, as you could see at the start of the game here, and you'll see that a bit more moving on to the end of the game, with a monstrous gun. A British 105 L7, 390 average damage, 268 millimeters of standard APCR penetration, and as well as that, it has a very nice shell velocity. The premium rounds are Hesh, so if you can't pen something in 268, you're not penning it. But in saying that, 268 is... if you can't pen something with that, you're fighting tier 10 heavies. The tank is also very accurate, got decent aim time. It's got fully traversable turret as well, which is absolutely lovely. And in such as a matchup like this, you'll see me in a minute, you can play it two styles of play. You can see me here. Firing, long range sniping. These guys are about 400 meters away, 350, 400 meters away. And I'm just using double bushes just to fire through here. You can see. Just trying not to get spotted. These guys clearly don't have that good view range. The Charioteer also has quite good camouflage. Don't quote me on these numbers, but I believe mine, with all the bells and whistles, everything like that, I'm not quite sure what crew I have. But mine is approximately, I think, 38 when stationary. Bearing in mind I don't have a camo net. I think it's about 38 when stationary, 28 when moving, and about 7 when firing the gun, which is really good. And that is, in fact, the first time I got spotted that game when firing at that Pantera. Obviously, the Oni and the M6 know I'm here because I've penetrated both of them. You can see them both looking at me. They know I'm here. And the M6 does absolutely nothing about it. The mutant, that is, for any of you who are thinking that I mean the tier 8. Getting into the Oni. Nice shot. You can see the rate of fire as well on the Charioteer. It's just lovely. But against these two heavy tanks, you can see that I am having absolutely no problem penning them. And I'd like to point out again, these are all standard rounds. These are not premium rounds, but they have about the same pen as most tanks premium rounds at tier 8, which is absolutely delightful. Just trying to snipe the top of the Oni here. I'm noticing now that I'm not getting spotted. I don't need to double bush. He just simply can't see me. I'm moving back just to give me as much as possible, because as you see there, he does blind fire, and the Charioteer doesn't have incredible armor. It's just simply not that good. It's probably like 50-50 to whether it only pins me or not. But now you see here another thing about the Charioteer, and another way you can play it. You can play it as that long-range sniping tank destroyer, similar to the way you would play an a Scorpion, an SU-130 PM, STRV S1, anything like that. But you can also play it like a medium tank. Obviously, would not recommend in, you know, a tier 10 game. But in a game where you're top tier, you can definitely play this thing like a medium tank and not do that bad with it. Yes, it's got tank destroy characteristics in the fact that its turret traverse is really slow, dispersions and that whilst on the move are absolutely tragic, so you can't really, you know, circle and fire on the move and stuff like that. But it's mobile, it's got an incredible gun, and you can just do so much to enemy vehicles because of the gun, and it's obviously very mobile as well. You see me there loading the premium rounds. They are the Hesh rounds. They have less penetration, only 210, but do 480 average damage. It was kind of a low roll for 3 what was that, 439, something like that. And this round here, I would have been more than okay with an APCR round. And you see me decide to switch back to the APCR here because I'm like, I'm not going to fire a Hesh round at a Comet that doesn't need the extra damage because that's just a waste. You see the aiming circle is quite big. I do fire that one slightly clutch, slightly before I had fully aimed in. But again, that's the difference. If this was a medium tank, that would have been a lot more aimed on the move. You're meant to, in inverted commas, meant to play it like a tank destroyer. You're meant to sit at the back of the map, not move that much. It's me here trying to get a shot the Crusader. I decide I'm not going to because I just know that he's going to pen me somehow straight through the engine deck, and he does indeed go for me. I haven't got a first aid kit, so my crew's just going to have to remain stunned as I move in towards this Comet. I go in, aim kind of halfway, ammo rack him. Very unnecessary ammo rack. And I kind of go, shall I go for the Crusader? Nah, I'll leave him alone. Got the Sherman wherever he may be. There he is. I go up to try and find some high ground so I can shoot into him. Aim it, aim it, aim it, aim it, aim it. Shoot. And obviously, I bounce off a tier 6 medium tank. I mean, of all the tier 6 medium tanks to bounce off of, that is probably the one you're going to bounce off the most. That went ricocheted right off the side of the turret. And unfortunately, I don't get my 7th kill. However, I just did 5,600 damage, and I think I hit a blind shot. We'll have to wait for the post-game stats for that. But even if you say that I didn't, 5,600 damage in a tier 8 game, a 357 tier 8 game. That's a very high percentage of the damage done by my team. Because you got to think, at 357, there's not that many hit points. If you add up the hit points of their top tier tanks, there's what, 1,500 on the M6, 1,400 on the Pantera. So what's that? That's 2,900. And I don't even know how much the AC has. Say 1,100, 1,200, just to be, you know, over exaggerate my point. You're looking at the top tiers, about 4,100 health. All of their top tier tanks. I did 5,600. That is a game that I would be happy with in a full tier 10 game. In a tier 10 tank. If I did that on my 907, I'd be like, yeah, that's a good game. I will take that. And I did that in the Charioteer. And the thing is, in the Charioteer, you may think, oh, well, this can't be the only game you've done this, because this is the only one that's up on your YouTube channel. This is not the only game I've done this. This is the highest damage game that I've done, but I've done over 5,000 damage. Bearing in mind I've only played, I think, about 40 games in the Charioteer. I've done over 5,000 damage 7-8 times, I think. My average damage in this tank is about 2,800, which is above most of my tier 9s and even some of my tier 10s. It's absolutely insane. I love the Charioteer. I don't know what it is about it, but it just works. I think it's just very nice high standard penetration. The beautiful shell velocity on the tank, that can't be overstated. I think it's like 1,500 meters a second. It's just as soon as you click, the shell's there pretty much. It's lovely. And, oh, I'm yawning again. Combine that with the rate of fire of the thing. And the mobility as well. So if your team... That's a thing that I have with a lot of tank destroyers, which is why I don't get along very well with a lot of tank destroyers, is you kind of have to put yourself in a position. And then if your team wins that position, you're then playing catch-up for the rest of the game and trying to just get shots in because you're driving and stopping, shooting, but usually your whole team's just ahead of you. Or if your team loses quite badly, you then just get overrun and you can't usually get out in time. In the Charioteer, as long as you spot it early enough, like it's not, you know, an EBR or something like that where your team's failed, you're 100 meters away from the enemy team and you can go, right, I can get out of this. That's not going to happen. But if you spot it early enough, well, you don't even have to spot it that early, you can still get away just because of how quick this tank is. And I absolutely love it. I really do. This is one of my favourite tanks of the game. I think I said that already. But it really, really is an absolutely awesome tank. And obviously I'm going for the 4005, a tank that is just annoys me a lot at tier 10, and I can't wait to get it to be one-shotting some things. But yeah, I just can't. It's such a good tank, and I was thinking of, like, you know, 3x being through it, and I was just like, no, I don't want to. It's a tank that I want to play, and I'm probably going to keep it afterwards as well. I've played it a bit in frontlines and everything like that. But anyway, guys, you don't want to hear me keep rabbiting on like this for the next 20 minutes about how good the Charioteer is. We'll go jump into the post-game stats. Just before we do, if you have enjoyed the replay, guys, please consider giving the video a like. If you're new to the channel and enjoy what you see, a moron in front of a camera, not even in front of a camera, but a moron speaking about a tank game, then please hit subscribe. And if you like me really a lot, there is that little bell thing there that sums me up beautifully. Click that, and then you can see when I upload a new video. Don't worry, you won't be spammed, because it doesn't happen that much, but just it's there when you do. But anyway, let's go take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So there we go, guys. That was me playing in my Charioteer, and I was right. I did hit a blind shot, so we did 6,094 damage, so even more. We picked up 6 kills as well, so not even just kill stealing. Unsurprisingly, an ace tanker, a high caliber, and a top gun, obviously, as well. Yeah, we did almost 3 times what the next best person on our team did. 1,615 base XP is ouch. We stopped their heavies from having a good game. That only did nothing. I think he tried blind fire me twice and did nothing. The M6 only put 2 shots in, and that was to whatever tank was in front of me. Yeah. We just absolutely dominated that game. Fired 24 shots, hit 18, and penetrated 16. We made an absolutely amazing profit that game of 11 credits with the premium account. 11. That's so funny. If we'd have taken like 1 hit point more damage, we'd have probably not made a profit. That's just because the ammunition in the Charioteer, the standard rounds are quite expensive, and the Hesh rounds as well are obviously quite expensive because they do more damage. And I use a premium consumable, so if you're playing the Charioteer, if you just fired APCR, which is all you need to do, you only fire Hesh if you're feeling greedy and want to do slightly more damage, but you can get away with just firing exclusively APCR in the tank. And obviously you don't have to use a premium consumable as well. The tank's not that bad profit-wise, because most of the time, the shells you hit, they're going to go in, because of that very, very nice penetration. We only got 183 assisted. I think that was maybe an artillery shot hit one of the tanks that we were double bushing. Again, I'm not 100% sure. And the game lasted not even 6.5 minutes. And we got 2,400 XP. I clearly had some personal reserves on at the time, because obviously at the minute I'm still grinding through the Charioteer. So in total we got 7,200 XP on a standard game. That wasn't even a double. Or a triple or a ×5. I would be so-so with that for a ×5 or a ×4. And I did that on a standard game. Yeah, not too shabby. So like I said before, guys, if you have enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And on that, thank you very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time.